The point is that that is a project. So what's project management? It's the application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. And also we say, and how do I apply to the example I just said about coming to work as a project? So there are knowledge, so we have to have a knowledge of traffic. We've got to have a knowledge of the weather. We've got to have a knowledge of our own car. Do we have gas in the car? We process these things on a real-time basis. And there are some tools and techniques we do use. We look at the television, we watch weather, we hear on the radios. A lot of things we use to get to our requirement is, I want to get to my work safely. That's my requirement, and on time, so that I'm not late. So we process these things together. So we are managing that as a project. And these processes there are 5 types of processes. This happens all in our brain. Whether you're handling a large project or you're doing a task for yourself and you're actually managing it. There are 5 different procedures. One is called initiation. This is where we initiate a project. For example, we're going through the spillway emergency situation. So we are going to initiate a project. And the project is to rebuild or to fix whatever that is. But an incident has created a project for us, and then we are going to initiate. Then we are going to move into a planning phase. We are going to determine what is that we are going to do. Are we going to build a spillway? Are we going to build another spillway? Are we going to raise a dam? Whatever that is, that's the planning phase. Then we go into the execution phase. Once we know what exactly we're going to do, then we are going to work on the contracts, we're going to work on getting the resources, we're going to work on getting and executing the actual project. And all along, we do want to monitor what's going on with the project. And that's called the monitoring. And then we do want to control. We want to control the money, we want to control the time, we want to control the resources, and so on. And at the end, we do want to close the project. Because when everything is done, we don't want to leave people and equipment on site and then leave. Because we want to properly close the project, clean up everything, and go on. These are the 5 different processes which we are used to. And managing a project is, in my world, I say, balancing competing project constraint. That's what it takes. That's why we need to manage. Because the 3 things are important: cost, scope, and the schedule. So when the scope increases, possibility of a cost can increase or a schedule can increase. If your schedule goes longer, your scope may have to be reduced to cut down the schedule. So this is the triangle, and then we're always going to be fighting with these constraints. And this is the typical project management constraints that we're all used to. So I'm going to take it to the next step, which is, what's the problem with this? The problem with this approach is that less than 15% of the projects are successful and remaining are not successful. And how do we know? Because the projects are over the budget, they take a lot of time, and most of the times it does not really meet the intent of why we started this project. And this is a proven fact, and this is based on the studies. What's the solution to this problem is called a strategic execution framework. So what does it really mean is that we would like to add 3 things to this process, and we call the process, people, and tools. Even though we are worried about the cost, the schedule, and the scope in a project, but there are other 3 elements we want to make sure that they're part of this. And the framework is the strategy, culture, and the structure. So this is where I think if an organization wants to do a project, they want to make sure that that project is in alignment with the strategy of their organization, and then the culture that organization has been cultivating for a long period, and then how the structure of the company is set up to do these kind of projects. So the new approach is, you can see the project, the triangle is in the middle, but you can see the structure, culture, strategy, and the tools, people, and processes actually drives the success factor. So the solution is going from a cost, schedule, scope, triangle approach to a more robust approach where you're looking at the culture, the strategy, and the structure, and so on. So what changed with this new advanced model? Conventionally, it is like get it done. That's kind of an approach we have. But in advanced model, we are saying is get the right results. That's what we want to do. If you want to do more, there's a book. It's called the Executing Strategy. Get it done from Harvard Business School Press. Thank you.
Thank you.